Hola, hola, hola. It's your girl, Empress Simone, here to give you a quick random thought that I wanted to uncover after doing some research on it. And just, gathering my past experiences and all of that. I've been kind of working through this spiritual lesson here about parenting children. And as we moved in Cancer season and we move out of Cancer season, obviously, and move into Leo season. Cancer is the fourth house. Cancer is about the mother. Cancer is healing mother wounds. Cancer is becoming the mother that you wanted to be or that you can be. Even if you're not a female, it's about the nurturing aspect of how you go about life. Okay. And then the Leo season, that's the fifth house. That's also about children. That is the house of children. Okay. And passions and creativity and all of that childlike spirit. Okay. So it feels like I've been channeling the energy, learning what it's supposed to teach me, and I want to share what I've learned, okay? So, like I said before in the short little intro, have you ever looked into your child's eyes and felt something beyond love? Something ancient, possibly? Something sacred? Like maybe you've even met them before. A lot of people have old souls, and usually they give some type of sign that they've been here. I remember people used to tell me that all the time. I remember as a child, I could have a full conversation with someone at 5. Like I remember sitting in the back seat on long road trips with grown people like over 50 and having full on conversations. And I'm not talking about we're really talking about current topics or like thoughts of like, what do you think about this? And let me tell you what I think about this. Like, what? And I thought it was so normal because people would say it aloud. Like, I remember being 5 years old doing this. And I remember people being like, this is so interesting. And I would be sitting there like, it's just Beth, you know what I mean? Or it's just Larry, whoever it is. I would see them as just Larry, even though he was 65 years old and I was 5. Like, I don't know how to explain that. And I noticed that yesterday when I was at the park with my son. My son is literally, he was I called him the sidewalk coach because every time that someone was walking or exercising beside him, he would literally walk with them. And like whenever they would turn and pivot to do their next rep, he would turn and pivot to do their next rep too. And he was like, it was like he was encouraging people, talking to people. And then, obviously some people would actually engage with him and have real conversation. And he was just carrying on. It's so interesting how that could be. But it seems like they've been here. They've done this planet before. You may have wondered, why this child? Why now? Why me? Why did they choose me as their mother or as their parent? Is this all a coincidence? I don't even really believe in coincidences because I think everything is divinely orchestrated. But maybe you do. Do you think it's all a coincidence? Or is there something greater at play? Like I think. It's called divine orchestration, honey. And let's explore this deeper truth together. The souls who come into our lives, especially our children, are not random. I never think, nothing is ever random to me. There is a reason, there is a purpose. A soul contract written long before this lifetime. Written in the book. Written not by you or me, right? It is said in most religions that your child could be your karma. I know in the Hindu religion, for sure, I know in Buddhist religion as well, they may see your child is your karma. Your child is your karma, honey. Not as a punishment Going back to what I said before about karma, it's depending on what seed that you plant. Karma is not always bad. I feel like we hear the word karma and we see it as a sign of punishment. It's not. Karma could be good, especially if you planted good fruit, you planted good seeds. Okay, so not as a punishment, not as a reward, but as a mirror, as an actual reflection, as a teacher, as a sacred part of your actual journey. I want to pause on that. Like maybe they're an actual reflection of you. But a reflection, we always say that, right? Your child should be a reflection of you. But are you learning the lesson from said reflection? Because they usually project something that needs to be changed within you as well. And isn't that the whole point of lessons? Learning to break out the box, to add pressure in order to create something better? Karma isn't something to fear, like I just mentioned. It isn't cosmic punishment. It's simply the energetic law of cause and effect. So every word, every choice, every intention, every thought that we send out into the world, it will come back to us, okay? Let me repeat that again. Every word, every choice, every intention, every single thought that is configured in your brain, we send out to the world and it ripples back to us. Think of karma as your soul's curriculum, your soul's lesson plan. You came here to learn, to evolve, and to remember exactly who you are. I've been talking about this for a couple of days now. And sometimes the most powerful lessons arrive through the people closest to us, through the ones we know are familiar because we trust them. So our guard is down. Of course, a stranger can't teach you as fast as your mom can, right? Because you're going to listen to your mom. Your guard is automatically down with your mom, or even your cousin, your uncle. Your guard is down because you know them. So you're going to immediately at least hear it out, right? Much faster than someone you don't know or who is not related to you. And specifically our children, whether your child brings joy, challenge, laughter, tribulations, tears, they are a part of your soul's path. They may be here to return love you once gave. They may be here to stretch your patience and teach you a lesson in that, in divine timing. They may be here to awaken dormant parts of your spirit that you kept sleeping, unawakened, that you were never willing to confront. Maybe your child is teaching you to be fearless. Maybe your child is teaching you to guide you as much as you guide them. So maybe it's a flip, right? Going back to the mirror reflection. As much as you guide them, maybe the lesson is to release the control and be the student. Because there's always someone being used for a lesson. God always uses or is available. Everything, everyone, anything and anyone can be available and used as a lesson for you. And I think a lot of times we forget that because we think, oh, they're young. They don't know nothing. I have to teach them everything. Yeah, sometimes they can teach you. Sometimes you don't need to talk. Sometimes you need to listen, right? A time and a place for everything. So you can't always be the teacher. You don't know everything. You aren't God. Maybe you need to be taught. Maybe you need to sit and listen. Just a thought. When you begin to see your child not only as your responsibility, but as a soul waking and walking beside you, I feel like all of it shifts. the perspective, the thought process, the point of view. And parenting becomes less about control, like I just said, and more about connection, less about shaping, and more about supporting. It becomes a spiritual partnership. Interesting. Because before, on the physical plane, it just looks like a authoritative parenting style relationship. But in the spiritual, when you break that down, you break out of the physical reality, the societal norms, the dormant parts of yourself that we just talked about, then you get to understand the partnership that you have with spirituality or in all spiritual things. And you realize that the person right next to you, the person that you have co-created into an actual physical thing on this earth, can teach you more than you can teach them. In certain aspects, I've at least. I know within my personal experiences, my personal research and learning within my spiritual lesson, parenting isn't always ease and light. There are moments of conflict, moments of heartbreak, moments of confusion. You may even wonder, why is this so hard? Why do I feel so triggered? But lean in. In those moments, consider this. Perhaps there is a soul level not being untied here. Perhaps there's pain in the path. The resistance, even, the invitation, the challenge, the portal to growth for both of you. And it becomes much easier because you are thinking of it on a much more broader aspect, much more broader perspective. So it becomes less about whether they turned in that progress report or whether they turned in that homework assignment or whether they ate their apples or put their cleats in the garage when they came from practice, whatever the situation is, and much more about what is their divine mission? How can I be of service towards their divine mission? What is even my divine mission? And how could my child be of service to mine? How can we help each other become better persons on this earth, better individuals, in order to do the divine mission that we were all created to be and to do and to fulfill. Your child may be reflecting an old wound, a forgotten pattern, an inner truth still waiting to be seen. Going back to the dormant parts, right? So instead of reacting with frustration or guilt, what happens if you meet the moment with awareness? Like I just mentioned before, maybe think about the spiritual part of it and just be. Like, not even trying to figure something out or trying to control the actual moment. Just be in the actual moment. Try this. If anger arises, breathe first. If you think of judgment, try to choose compassion. And if you speak in fear, maybe try to answer in love. For every conscious choice that we choose reshapes the shared path that we have together. I'm talking about me and my child, or you and your child. Every moment of awareness actually heals. Some souls arrive in this world carrying extra weight as well, perhaps even an illness, maybe some sensitivity or a special need or disability. And as a parent, this can also be overwhelming, right? But from a soul perspective, even those journeys are not mistakes. They are sacred agreements. You agreed in the spiritual realm, in your subconscious, to do the work of God. Sometimes the most radiant souls choose the heaviest paths, not as punishment, but as a fast track to spiritual growth. I don't want to get biblical out here, but Jesus knew Judas was going to kiss him on the cheek and still chose that plan. Okay? And the parent who walks beside him, chosen just as intentionally. So maybe both of you guys are chosen. Have you ever thought about that? Like I always, I always talk about being stay chosen, or my golden son. I interchange that because I feel my golden path, my chosen path, is also directly related or directly correlated to his chosen path. And we were both chosen for this divine mission. These children that we have, that are around us, that surround us, that we protect, that we shield, that we love and nurture, often hold a quiet wisdom, a presence that teaches without words, and especially as babies, right? A reminder of what truly matters. If this is your path, know this: you were chosen for this journey, as I keep mentioning, not because you are perfect. No, not because your soul was even ready for the mission, or not even because you may not even know you signed up for that. And in each act of care, patience, love, kindness, healing flows both ways. It is equally exchanged. So I say all of that research, all of that experience and testimony. I say all of that to culminate here and bring it together and ask you, why are these karmic connections so powerful between a parent and a child? It's because they are designed to bring us back to love, return to love. Not the kind that clings or controls, remember? But the kind of love that frees you, that liberates you. You are not here to own your child. So let's come out of that authoritative stance. You are here to walk beside them. You are here to witness their becoming and hold space for their growth. Let me mention that again. You are not here to own your child, okay? I don't know who I'm speaking to. You are not here to control what came out of you. Or who, mother or father. You are here to, do you hear him? Whatever he is rolling around, like you can literally hear my child as I'm trying to record this. You are not here to own your child. You are here to walk beside them, to witness their becoming, that chosen being that they always have been, and hold space for how they're growing into that. And guess what? They are also here to do the same for you. So the next time your child stirs something deep within you, maybe pause, reflect, and ask, what should I teach them? And instead, what are they here to teach me? In this sacred exchange, karma dissolves and awareness blooms, and parenting becomes a path of awakening. I hope you've learned something in this. Thank you for walking with me in this moment of reflection, of figuring this out, of relating my experiences and research, and trying to be of service and on the divine mission for the greater good of all. If this message touched your heart, I invite you to share it with someone on the path of growth, of parenthood. Leave a comment, a reflection, a testimony, or simply carry this truth with you into your day. And remember, always remember, you are not just raising your child, you are raising your consciousness. And that is the most divine offering, the most divine mission of all. Until we meet again, may your heart stay open, your soul stay ready, and your love stay limitless and liberating. That's been your message. Peace outies. Love you, love you, love you.